month to month, giving you total flexibility. Do not miss the chance to save $200 during Simply Safe's special pre-holiday sale. Visit simplysafeusa.com to check it out now for a limited time. simplysafeusa.com to get an amazing $200 off your home security system. simplysafeusa.com.
This is Gilbert, and I'm here to tell you that Gilbert Talks Taxes is back on the air starting Saturday, November 18th from 8 to 9. Listen to Gilbert Talks Taxes.
Friends don't let friends tune to any other radio station. Good friends recommend AM 59. Shouldn't you be a good friend?
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
What did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowner's needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
Well, what was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245.
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing. Well, it's the time the critters are coming in trying to fly inside, so don't let them do that. Call Hutchins Pest Control and take care of it. You have honest, dependable, and on-time service with Hutchins Pest Control. Tim Hutchins is the owner, and along with his family, Chad, Charlie, and Emily, they've been voted best in pest control 6 years. If you have a pest problem, or if you want to take care of it before it becomes a problem, call on Hutchins Pest Control. 34 years experience, and with their family name behind what they do, you can be sure it'll be done right. Here's the phone number, 287-5171, 287-5171. Hutchins Pest Control, honest, dependable, and on time.
Harvey Gleason was over 6 feet tall. He had a shabby beard, ruddy face with flaming red hair and black eyes. By his mid-40s, he had supposedly killed several soldiers and deputy marshals. But people didn't know him as Harvey Gleason. Everyone knew him as Teton Jackson. He got his name from his favorite area in Wyoming, the Teton Mountains and Jackson Hole. For a living, Teton Jackson stole horses. Not one or two at a time, but hundreds. Teton and his men stole horses during the summer and hid out among the Teton Mountains during the winter. While in Eagle Rock, Idaho, Teton killed a man. When the sheriff came to investigate the shooting, he found the victim frozen stiff on the ground. Needing evidence and unable to transport the whole body, the sheriff brought in just the head. An investigation found the killing to be justified. Finally, the livestock associations in Idaho and Wyoming started putting up rewards for Teton and his men, and money talked. A local sheriff found Teton and brought him in. He was tried and on November 5, 1885, sentenced to 14 years in prison, but relief was short-lived. For 9 months later, Teton escaped from jail. Even though Teton was free, few horses were stolen because his gang members were drastically reduced by posse bullets and jail. After 4 more years in jail, Teton received a pardon for good behavior, and he continued that good behavior for the next 35 years, marrying a Shoshone woman and doing some guiding, always riding a horse with his brand on it. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Now it's 16 minutes after 7 o'clock, and it's Monday morning, the 6th day of November. Let's get started now with our call-around portion of our news. And here's Officer Willis with the Sheriff's Department to get us started. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. And yourself?
Yes, sir. Doing great, thanks. Tell us what's on the report from the weekend.
We had 241 calls in the last 48 hours. We had 13 arrests also in the last 48 hours, and currently right now we have 184 people in jail. The incident reports, we have a Mark Hudson. He reported a break-in entering felony, and also he reported a larceny after break-in entering and a misdemeanor larceny of a chainsaw, and also a heavy-duty battery. We have Jeter Rhodes, who also reported a break-in entering and also a larceny after break-in entering. And also what was taken from him was a drill press and a lawnmower. We have Jericho Tony, who reported from the Gilkey General Store that fuel was stolen. And then also, lastly, we have Edward King, who reported breaking and entering, and also had a larceny, breaking and entering, and had some antique coins taken from him. As far as the arrest report, I've got 2 of them. Joshua Price was arrested for patrol Schedule 2, controlled substance. Also arrested for drug paraphernalia and driving with license that were revoked. And the last one is going to be Jeremy Russell, who was arrested for injury to personal property and misdemeanor larceny. And that's all I have.
Officer Willis, thank you for that report, and you be safe out there today.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. And I've been informed that the Rutherfordton Police Department and the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department have identified those vandals who defaced property here at WCAB and also downtown, and they defaced the churches. They have identified who they are, 3 young teenagers. I think a couple of them about 19, one's 21 or 22. And they're in the process today of getting them rounded up and arrested. So we should have more of that as that becomes available to us. But they have been identified. They know who they are. And they'll have more to report on that perhaps today. It's 18 past 7.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for a city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
Let's check in now with Scott over at the Communication Center and get his report. Scott, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. We're doing good this morning.
Good. What's on your report?
Okay, in the past 48 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 66 calls for EMS, 23 for rescue. For law enforcement, there was 241 for the Sheriff's Office, 100 for Forest City, 14 for Lake Lore, 51 for Rutherford, 78 for Spindale. For fire calls, Ellenboro responded to an electrical fire, and they were assisted by Bostic and Cliffside. Cliffside responded to a motor vehicle accident. Cherry Mountain responded to motor vehicle accident. SDO responded to motor vehicle accident. Rutherford responded to a structure fire, and they were assisted by Spindale. And Sandy Mush had a vehicle fire. That's all we've got for this morning.
Thanks so much. You have a great day.
You too, thanks.
Bye. Now let's turn our attention to friends and family members that you dearly love, and you know they are experiencing hearing loss. It's a perfect time of the year to do something about that. With the holiday season coming up, I would suggest that Miracle Ear be your next stop. Get some sound facts from Lisa Terry, the hearing specialist, and schedule your free hearing test. It's free for you, no obligation whatsoever. Miracle Ear gets the A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And you can ask about that Miracle Ear Genius 2.0, and you'll be as impressed with that as many others have been impressed with the advanced technology of that, the directional focus, the feedback cancellation, and personalized listening. You can even, this Genius 2.0, the app allows patients to control the sound from your smartphone. It's an amazing piece of equipment and so easily obtainable for you and your loved one. Contact Lisa Terry today in the Forest City office at 1-828-368-4126, 368-4126, and find them at 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102, Forest City.
Your car only needs one place to prepare for the cooler months ahead. RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue, Ruth. RS Express Inspection Station can get you back on the road and keep you legal. RS Speedy Lube Station has 2 lanes to get you in and out in no time. They carry wiper blades and will rotate your tires. Complete car care altogether, including transmission flush and car wash. Count on Chris and his team to take care of all your car needs. Make it your first stop. RS Speedy Lube Service Center, Railroad Avenue in Ruth.
Here's Ruby Taylor now. She's in Danieltown, overlooking the SDO Fire District. Ruby, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report?
Well, the fire department had one call, and that was to a vehicle accident. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Greg Root, Dan Carpenter, and Rudolph having birthday, and hope they have a nice day. And then Mr. and Miss Billy Lattimore is having a anniversary, and hope they have a nice day. Then the Harris School Fall Festival will be this Thursday, November the 9th, and it starts at 4 p.m. and goes to 8 p.m. And the games, concession stands, bingo, cakewalk, face painting, inflatables, and much more. And then from 4 to 8, the cafeteria will be serving hot dogs and hamburgers with all the trimmings. And they'll also be serving barbecue plates, and soft drinks and homemade desserts will be available. And then at 8 p.m., the drawing for the raffle tickets prizes will be held. Everyone's welcome, and your support will be appreciated. And then Rick Strickland will be at Chuck's Pizza tonight from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. And the signs are in the arms today and going to the breast tomorrow. And that's all I got, Jim.
Thanks, Ruby. You have a good day.
You too, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You know what? One of the exciting places you might not think about doing Christmas shopping, but it is a wise shopping stop. And that's Washburn Store. They're really fixing things up over there. You find a lot of toys for the kiddos, and they got all kinds of Christmas candy, coconut, orange slices, coconut, chocolate-covered peanuts, and a whole lot of things. Just walk up and down the aisle with your shopping cart, and you'll see why more and more folks their attention to Washburn Store this year for shopping. You'll find them located, too, between Bostic and Sunshine on the Bostic Sunshine Highway. Why don't you give one a try? See if you like it as much as everybody else does. That's Washburn Store.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Now we're going up to Rumbling Ball, beautiful Rumbling Ball, and talk with Steve this morning. Get the weekend report. Steve, how you doing this morning?
We're doing good over in this neck of the woods.
Good.
61 degrees, muggy, very, very foggy. Give yourself a few extra minutes if you're out there getting ready to go to work. Is my suggestion, because it was pretty interesting coming to work this morning. I was 10 miles below the speed limit, waiting for a deer to pop out in front of me.
Oh yeah, boy, don't you know it?
Yeah, the section from Buffalo Creek Road and Bills Creek Road all the way to work here is notoriously non-incident free. That's a double negative, but nevertheless, you better be careful coming down that road. That's for sure.
Well, even up your way, you have to be careful about the bear walking across in front of you too, right?
That's it, or walking behind me.
Yeah.
Do you know if, and I haven't seen yet, I've been looking, I just started my search, if we are been told to or requested to lower our flags because of what the events that happened yesterday. We had the president issued a notice to do that last time. We had it's unfortunately wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, I have not seen anything on that yet, Steve. It may happen yet before the day's over with, but so far it's not a bad idea to do that in respect.
Yeah, but we're just going to go ahead and do that.
I haven't seen any official proclamation on that yet.
Okay. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do that.
Isn't that a terrible thing?
Just awful, and that's going to change the thinking and mindset of a lot of people going to church. I'm sure they'll be a little bit more prepared for something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some churches that will get a lot more security conscious.
Yeah.
They just got to do it.
Yep, got to do it. A lot of churches are already doing that.
Yeah.
But you're right. You'd never, in a place like that particularly, it's a small community, friendly neighborhood, you would never expect something like that to happen at a place like that.
That's correct. And so we're all going to be mindful and take whatever measures, not just church, going to church, it's going to be everywhere. I mean, you just got to change your thinking now.
Sure. Well, even riding down a bicycle path in New York City and somebody come and run over you with a truck, you just never know.
Yeah, that's it. So, we're a vacation resort, so that I'm sure we're not the furthest thing on the list in the mindset of some folks. So we're going to certainly change our thinking. Hopefully. Yeah. But it's going to probably impact all our lives in a lot of ways, and adjust our activities, our thoughts. So, and definitely here. So, but other than that, it was pretty quiet this weekend here. So, not much to report. I haven't got any feedback yet from the Shriners Spaghetti Dinner. I look forward to talking to them and then get back with everybody tomorrow and see what kind of success they have.
Good. All right. Well, listen, you be careful up there and watch out for things, and we'll check with you tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Steve. That's Ron McBall, security chief up there. 28 minutes now past 7 o'clock, and as you know, tomorrow, for many folks, it's election day. All across the nation it is, but unless you live in a municipality around here, you will not be voting tomorrow. All the towns will be voting, or hopefully many of them will be voting on your favorite candidate. And with that in mind, Gregory's is offering again tomorrow, like he did the day after election last year, with the national victory of the presidential race last year. Gregory's offering free cheesesteak grinders tomorrow. The extras and the drink, of course, you have to pay for that, but the meal is free. The grinder's free, and between 11 and 2, and inside only, eat inside only. But if you think about that tomorrow and want to go get a grinder, that steak and cheese grinder is absolutely great, and Greg is doing that. It's an honor and appreciation of our freedoms and liberties we have to be able to go vote and to celebrate a year anniversary of the presidential win last year. So keep that in mind. That's tomorrow only at Gregory's there in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton. Here's Bob Hodge now reporting in from Hudlow. Bob, good morning.
Well, good Monday morning.
You doing okay, I hope?
Yeah, doing good this morning there. Hope you are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing fine.
Well, a little more daylight this morning.
Yeah, big difference, isn't there?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, man. Big difference in the afternoon, too. I read that. Get dark too quick.
Yeah, a lot of folks rather have that time in the afternoon, but I kind of like having the early morning rise.
Yeah. Well, let's see, Jim, up here with the fire department, we've answered a few medical calls over the weekend, and earlier this morning we answered a call to a tree down on Upper Hudlow Road. And I'll say happy birthday to Bonnie Lee this morning. And also Mount Vernon Community Club is having a country ham and chicken pie supper that's coming up this Saturday evening, November the 11th, at the Mount Vernon Clubhouse. And that starts at 4:30 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. Adults $9, children $5, 5 and under is free. They have country ham, chicken pie, green beans, slaw, grits, applesauce, biscuits, and homemade dessert and tea. And Jim, that's about it up here this morning. Things running along pretty good.
Good. Well, I'm glad you had a good weekend and face another brand new week, and they got a lot of things coming up this month, so I hope you're ready for them.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot of things coming up this month there, yeah. And got Thanksgiving and all that coming up. So.
Yeah, that's right.
But, Jim, you take care and have a good day.
Thanks, Bob. You too, and I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Coming up this morning at 8:35, I'll be interviewing Robert Fowler. He's the author of the book, The Gun Club. It's a new account of the first Allied warship to penetrate a Japanese battle line called the Gun Club USS Duncan at Cape Esperance by Robert Fowler. It explores the crewman's story from beginning to its tragic end. It's a vivid day-to-day account of life on a warship told largely in the words of the survivors. And Robert Fowler has put this book together. Very interesting, fascinating. If you're interested in that story from World War II, from a naval standpoint, be sure to tune in this morning as I interview Robert Fowler. Interesting, very interesting, fascinating story. And I'll be back with the next report in just a moment. It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. And of course, this is the week of Veterans Day. Saturday, of course, the 11th. This is a week. A lot of things going on this week to honor the veterans. On Friday morning, I'm going to be interviewing Bud Byers. Many of you know Bud Byers. He has put together an outstanding display of a Veterans Memorial out of his grounds out there on Tiny Road in Ellenboro. It's really grown from, if you were there a year ago, you'll be interested to see what he's done now. It's very, very fascinating. We'll find out from Bud why he did it and how he did it this Friday morning coming up at 8:35. Join me for that as well. All right, now Sue is out of pocket this morning from the Cherry Mountain Fire District, but we're going to jump all the way up to Union Mills to get the Cali report. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you on this magnificent Monday morning?
Well, it's a cloudy one, but I'm happy anyway.
That's right. But it's pretty outside. The leaves finally turned their pretty colors.
They are turned, yeah.
It was just like it was overnight. You go to bed and they're drab looking. You get up the next day and they're yellow and orange and red and just so pretty.
Yeah, and they're falling fast, though.
Yeah, they are, yeah. But that's all right. At least we get to see the color.
Yeah, it's just been very
beautiful.
A lot of beautiful trees around this area.
Oh, yeah, on my way to church yesterday, and I can't remember where it was at, but there was a maple, and it was a big old maple. It was just as red as a big old fireball. I thought, oh, that thing is beautiful.
I think they're the most colorful ones of all of them, don't you?
Yeah,
maple trees.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the hickory nuts are turned real pretty yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
can always tell.
We actually have a couple of, what do you call them? The name of it, these flowers that bloom outside your house. You set them all out of, what do you call them?
Crepe myrtles?
No. I can't think of it. Anyway, we have a couple of those actually blooming this time of year.
Okay.
What is that? Can I say it'll come to me in a minute?
Is it a lily?
No.
Chrysanthemums?
No.
I don't know.
They seem to only bloom flower about 30 days and they go away. But a lot of people got them around their yards. Got their yards lined up with them. I can't think.
What color are they blooming?
Well, white. These are white.
Okay.
We got red ones and white ones. These are white, but there are two of them that's got blooms on around that. Somebody said to us that when they bloom this time of year, they're dying. But so I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know either. I don't set out anything that's got white blooms on it. I don't like white flowers. They're all right if they're in a bouquet with some other color, but just for white, I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah, it's too drab. I don't see nothing in it that's pretty. That's just me. I like color. I like orange and red and yellow and pink, all them pretty colors.
Bright colors, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a bright person.
You are. You certainly are. See, I was so bright, my mama called me son.
When I say bright, I didn't mean intelligent. I meant as far as colors.
Well, you are a colorful person.
I was listening to a game show the other day, and it told the longest word in the Bible, but they wanted to know what book it was found in. Well, I said, I never heard that word. I couldn't even pronounce it. I think it's got 18 letters in it. It starts with an M and ends in a Z. But they had 4 books you could pick from, was Exodus, Job, Judges, and Isaiah. I picked Judges because I just knowed that's where it would be, but it wasn't. It was Isaiah. So I started reading the book of Isaiah to see if I could find that word, and I found it.
Really? What's the word?
I can't pronounce it. It's in Isaiah chapter 8, verse 1.
Okay.
And it starts with something other. I cannot pronounce it. So there's so many Bible words I can't pronounce. But I thought, do what?
Did the contestants get it?
No. He said he was going to take his money and go home. He hadn't read any of them books. And I thought, you ain't never.
Shame on him. Shame on him.
Yeah, that's right. We need to know them books, don't we?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
By the way, azalea was the word I was trying to think of a while ago. Azaleas.
Oh, azaleas, yeah. Well, no, now you got some that bloom later in the year. I know when I lived over yonder in the other house off of 221, I had azaleas that would bloom early in the spring, and then I had some that bloomed later in the summer, like in August or September, somewhere along in there.
Well, these must be the late bloomers then.
Yeah, it's like me. It's a late bloomer. But that's all right, just so we bloom.
That's exactly right. Bloom where you are.
That's right. Let's see, I've got 58 degrees, and we've had 0.2 of an inch of rain since the report Saturday morning. Birthdays today, we've got Stephanie McHenry, Henry, Daniel Briscoe Craig, Janice Bradley, and Lance and Jill Moore, an anniversary. On Round Hill, we got Layla Ferguson's birthday, so we hope these people have a great old big day today. Also, today is Women's World Day of Prayer, so we need to do a lot of praying.
Amen.
And then, in ways of announcements, we got a buffet breakfast at the Gilkey School Community Center. It'll start at 7 a.m. and go to 10 a.m. This will be Saturday, the 11th. Adults is $6. Kids 6 to 12 is $3. 6 and under free. It's all you can eat. Sausage, bacon, liver mush, gravy, and biscuits, and all the trimmings and proceeds go to help rebuild the old Gilkey School. And then Mount Olivet Baptist Church Youth Fundraiser, Yard and Bake Sale, November the 18th, 7 a.m. until, and this will be at the church, Mount Olivet Baptist Church. I think that's Mount Olivet Church Road in Ellenburg, but I'm not sure. But I think that's right. And I guess that's got me covered.
Hey, listen, that word you were looking up in the Bible, how was it used? Was it a place, a destination, or was it a condition that people were involved with?
No, it was a name that,
Was it Mayor Shalah Hashbash?
Yeah, that's it. It was a name that was given to somebody in Shabar's son, and his name. The first verse don't tell that, but a couple of verses down it tells that. I cannot.
That was the person's name?
I think that's what it said.
They probably call it Meyer.
But that's a big old word to say, ain't it?
Boy, it is. Can you imagine Mama calling you that from the back porch? Come on home now, Mayor Shalah Hashbaz.
They had some names in the Bible, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they sure did.
But my favorite one is David, King David. I just think that I just love reading about King David.
He was a good one.
He was such a person that was. I can relate to him because he was a man after God's own heart, but yet he made lots of mistakes, and God forgave him.
Oh, he always did. It sure did.
Yeah.
All right, Brenda, you have a wonderful day up there, and I'll see you back here first thing tomorrow.
Okay, catch you later.
Thanks, Brenda. Bye-bye. Brenda Kelly reporting in out of Union Mills this morning. It's now 7:41. We're being kind to Reverend Ralph Boyd. He's had a birthday yesterday on the 5th, turned 76. He lives over in Bossy, so we want to wish him a happy birthday after the fact. Well, we did get word. Jay Coombs sent me a note this morning. East Rutherford is going to be in the playoffs. East Rutherford, 7-4 for the season, is the number 8 seed in the 2A playoffs, and will play host to number 9 East Montgomery, which is 9-2 in the season, this Friday night in 4A City. The winner will most likely travel to number 1 seed Reedsville for the second round next Friday night, November 17th. Now, Thomas Jefferson is seeded number 3 in the 1A playoffs. The Griffons, who are 10-1 on the season, have received a first round bye and will not play until the second round next Friday night, November 17th. They'll be hosting either number 6 Elkin or number 11 Hayesville. And Jeff, keep us posted on the schedule, how he's planning on handling that. But just want to let you know that we have 2 of our teams going into playoffs.
It's a for sure thing. Sisk Family Ford in Forest City is earning a quality reputation for offering an attractive inventory of new and used cars and trucks. If you want a new Ford truck, you'll be a smart shopper to let Sisk Family Ford quote you a deal. From a car for the newlywed to the car for the large family, let the Sisk Family Company help your family get the best deal. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Now we're in Ellenboro, North Carolina, US of A. Luther Gilligan is standing by to give us a report from all the things that's going on over the weekend. Luther, good morning.
From McDonough in the eastern end of Rutherford County.
Edge of Cleveland County.
Yep, down next to Moseboro.
Moseboro.
But it's a quiet weekend. Yeah, we had a fairly quiet weekend. But the whole part of our day had 2 medical calls, had 2 accidents, had 1 smoke report, and 1 fire alarm. Other than that, they're quiet without a whole lot going on with them. And nothing going on there this morning. Everybody just get their sandwich and try and head back to work this morning to get another week started. But we had a good time weekend, though.
Good.
See, when we have birthday today, Dan Wright, he's having one. And Denise Gavin is having a birthday day. And also Howard Gordon is having one. And Danny Smith is having a birthday today. Not Danny Smith, but Danny Sims Jr. is having a birthday. And CC and Vivian Bridges there, they're having a wedding anniversary. And also Dana and Jason Murray, they're having one. Hope these people have a great day. Enjoy their day. Tim, nothing else going on, brother. You have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks very much, Luther. You enjoy your day, too, and stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.
Bye. Luther leaves us time for birthday and anniversary this Monday morning, the 6th day of November the 6th. If you are celebrating, now is the time to call that in. We've cleared the phone lines for you, 287-3356, 287-3356, and call your birthdays in, and somebody's going to win those Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. Are you looking for an internal medicine physician in Rutherford County who has open appointments right now? The great news is that Chase Family Care is welcoming new patients today, led by Dr. Russell Stewart and Greg Goodman. Chase Family Care can work with you to manage chronic disease, to treat illnesses, or to assist in developing a health and wellness plan that meets your needs. They are conveniently located at 1269 Highway 221A near Forest City and Caroline. Trust Chase Family Care to give you personal attention with a small-town friendly touch. Call 828-657-5371 for an appointment. You wouldn't go to a drugstore to buy an automobile, so why would you go to a hardware store to buy carpet? You shouldn't, because Southern Carpet is standing by willing and able to help you as they have helped so many others before you all over the country, not only here in Rutherford, but they do job for people at the beach who have homes at the beach and up in the mountains. Wherever they might have a place they want new carpet, new floor covering, they call on Southern Carpet because they know nothing compares to their personalized attention that you get. It's good service, and the son Clayton and Gerald and Lynn Tony all have set out to be the best they can be in the business and make sure that you're a satisfied and happy customer when you leave. Check with them at 1512 West Main Street. Ask about that Tarket flooring at the Armstrong Vinyl or the Bruce Hardwood or Bruce Carpeting, all those good things. They got more on hand, ready to install high-quality floor products than anybody else. Southern Carpet should be the next place you stop for covering. The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304. Be sure to stop in Farmer's Friend and register because they're giving away $250 gift certificates, 2 of those, giving one away November the 29th this month, and then another one December the 20th, and there's no purchase necessary, but you got to go by there and register. You can't do it by phone, can't do it by email. You got to go by and register in person. And while you're there, look at all the things that's available for you. They also keep this in mind. They have propane. Come get your tanks filled. Special propane grill tanks, 20-pound, only $10.99. They also have a special deal on shavings, large pine flakes, $3.50 per bag, and all the dog food you could possibly want, generic dog food, 40 pounds for $11, $11.99. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supplies, 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherfordton.
Health insurance is complicated, and with healthcare reform on the way, it's not getting any simpler. If you've got questions, we've got agents. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent can walk you through the changes and offer you the right healthcare plan with the right benefits for you. Healthcare may be changing, but our superior service isn't. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today. While they're fresh, they're good, they're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, belatedly, to Reverend Ralph Boyd. He had a birthday yesterday, turned 76, and he's the one we're being kind to today here in Boston. Also celebrating today is Donald Carpenter over in Rutherfordton. We wish Donald happy. Brian Jackson is 51 over in the Oakland community. Brenda Hendricks celebrating birthday. Mike Brooks up at Union Mills, and Pam Wilson all having birthdays. Other folks we might recognize also is Stephanie McHenry, Daniel Briscoe Craig, and Janice Bradley, and Lance and Jill Moore having an anniversary today. So happy birthday and happy anniversary. At the moment, finally we're going to win that. Elizabeth Lee is 91 also. Happy birthday to Elizabeth Lee. Somebody will win those David Donuts here.
Mike Royko reported the following true story in the Chicago Tribune. A man wanted to discover the purpose of life, so he looked the world over. Coming back to the United States, he saw a sign on a Chevron gas station that simply said, "As you travel, ask us." Well, so he did. Well, he got a variety of answers. One guy said, "Sorry, I'm new here." The next guy said, "I don't remember anything in the manual about that." Another guy said, "I'm not much for church myself, sir." However, most people just gave him a blank stare, but he kept asking at all the Chevron stations. Finally, Mike got a call from Chevron Customer Relations, suggesting that he write out his question and send it in. He wrote out the question, "What is the purpose of life?" A few weeks later, he received his answer. He opened the letter, and inside was a credit card application. Well, the purpose in life is far more than acquiring more credit. The purpose in life is discovering God's will for you. The writer of the Proverbs was right when he said, "Don't lean on your own understanding and abilities. In all of your ways, consider what God wants, and He will direct your paths. As you live for Him, you will find more purpose than you ever thought possible." This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living. Scripts for these programs are available in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS.
And a big congratulations going out to Brian Jackson of the Oakland community. Brian's 51, and he has just won the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. Brian Jackson, congratulations. Now the third hour is coming up, and Monday mornings we always like to check in with Terry Thomas to find out where some jobs are in the area. military. We know there are some jobs out there. We just want you to know where they are and let you know you should go find them. Go get them and go to work. We'll have that coming up a little after 8 o'clock this morning. Then at 8:35, I'll be interviewing a fellow who's written a book called The Gun Club. It's the USS Duncan at Cape Esperance. It's about World War II. It says almost unequaled in its crystal clear depiction of one of the best Pacific War books so far this century. So if you're interested in a little bit more about that, Robert Fowler is the author, and I'll have him on scheduled this morning at 8:35 right here, WCAB.
NCN News. I'm Mike Riley. Authorities say a gunman armed with an assault rifle opened fire inside a small South Texas church, killing 26 people who range in age from 5 to 72. The suspect, identified, is Devin Kelly. Johnny Langeldorf was approached by a man that was in a firefight with a gunman, and they went off after him when he started to drive through.
The gentleman with the rifle came to my truck as the shooter took off, and he briefed me quickly on what had just happened and said that we had to get him, and we just take pursuit.
The American women who won Sunday's New York City Marathon has North Carolina ties. 36-year-old Massachusetts native Shaylin Flanagan is a UNC Chapel Hill graduate, where between 2000 and 2004 she set several records in track and field and cross country.
This is a moment that I've dreamed of since I was a little girl, and you know, it's been a tough week for New Yorkers and a tough week for our nation, and I thought of what a better gift than to make Americans smile today.
President Trump and Japan's prime minister say they have an extraordinary relationship. Over the course of President Trump's visit to Japan, both leaders emphasized the close bond they forged in the last year. President Trump says he spent a very special 2 days in Japan.
Our two great countries will have incredible friendship and incredible success for many centuries to come. Not years, not decades.
The new Hanover County Sheriff's Office is conducting a death investigation after a body was found in the woods in Castle Hayne over the weekend. A spokesperson for the Sheriff's Office declined to say if this was a homicide investigation, but would provide more details as soon as possible. And a man has been killed in a house fire in Buncombe County. It happened on Sunday. They say the man died likely of smoke inhalation. You're listening to NCN News.
We've seen a tug of war in North Carolina. The new governor on one side, the General Assembly on the other side. Judges playing referee in case after case. To keep up with the latest news on the power struggle in Raleigh, look to Carolina Journal. Available each month as a free newspaper and every day with updated stories at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal is your go-to source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
Too many people let their jobs decide where they're going to live. Are you ready for a change of scenery? Feel like you've outgrown your small town? Maybe you feel like you need a break from the hustle and bustle of city life. Whether you're looking to slow down in the country or join the city life, ncjobsnow.com has the perfect relocation opportunity for you. Don't let your job tell you where you live. Build your life where you want to be. Come explore careers available today on ncjobsnow.com and choose your own scenery.
The number of Americans who favor the death penalty continues to drop, with a new Gallup poll finding the level of support is at its lowest point since 1972. Kristen Collins at the Center for Death Penalty Litigation in Raleigh says society is beginning to understand that a death sentence isn't always the worst punishment.
Being against the death penalty doesn't mean you're against punishment for people who commit murder. It means that you see that there are other equally effective, maybe more effective ways to keep our society safe and to punish the worst crime.
In this morning's business news, Diane King Hall reports that Apple's most expensive phone yet, the iPhone 10, sold out in 20 centis over the weekend.
The smartphone, which starts at $999, went on sale Friday morning and began selling out by Saturday afternoon. For online orders, delivery time is 3 to 4 weeks. That's according to Apple.
Authorities say a woman has died after shots were fired through the front door of her Lexington residence. 41-year-old Labrina Davies was found inside the Lexington residence with an apparent gunshot wound to the upper part of her body. A new blockbuster has arrived in theaters.
So much has happened since I last saw you.
Chris Hemsworth is back as Thor in Thor Ragnarok, the third in the Thor series.
Then I went on a journey of self-discovery.
And a satisfying journey it is. According to studio estimates Sunday, the Disney Marvel production earned a whopping $121 million in its North American debut.
I actually just wanted to enjoy Christmas this year.
Amy, you are a mom. Moms don't enjoy, they give joy. That's how being a mom works.
A Bad Mom's Christmas also had a strong debut, grossing $17 million. While last week's number one, Jigsaw, drops to a distant third. I'm Ben Thomas.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Get your message to the thousands. Call the WCAB Sales Department today at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Jim Ryan in Sutherland Springs, Texas. Another vigil is held in another community to remember the victims of a mass shooting.
It's very devastating, and it's hard to hear that people you know were hurt that bad.
26 people gathered in prayer at First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs were killed. As many as 20 more were wounded. All told, 10% of the population of this tiny community was killed or injured by a gunman identified as Devin Kelly. Johnny Langendorf drove up on the church and saw Kelly and another man engaged in a shootout.
The shooter of the church had taken off, fled in his vehicle, and the other gentleman came and he said we needed to pursue him, that he just shot up the church, and so that's what I did.
After the chase, Devin Kelly was found dead in his SUV. ABC's Brad Milkey tells us what he's learned about the suspect.
Devin Kelly bought his AR-15 style rifle at a San Antonio sporting goods store last year, despite being convicted of domestic abuse while in the Air Force, a charge that would normally prevent him from buying a gun. It's still not clear why the background check failed or why Kelly ended up here. He lived about 45 minutes away in New Braunfels, Texas. A neighbor says he seems normal enough, except for the loud gunfire that would come from his property at night.
As this tiny community prepares to bury its dead, the search goes on for answers. Why here? I'm Jim Ryan, ABC News in Sutherland Springs, Texas. Now with more news, here's Sherry Preston.
A minute ago, Wilson County, Texas Sheriff Joe Tackett said that shooter Devin Kelly's attended that small church, but they were not there at the time of the attack. Asked about all of it in Japan as part of his Asian tour, President Trump said that guns aren't the problem.
Mental health is your problem here. This was a very, based on preliminary reports, very deranged individual.
1 week ago, indictments were handed down in Robert Mueller's Russian meddling investigation, some wondering if more might come today. Paul Manafort back in court today. You're listening to ABC News.
Let's talk about sleep. You need it to function every day, and a good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in. You've heard everyone talking about it. If you're having trouble sleeping, tossing and turning, waking up with neck pain sounds familiar, right? Well, MyPillow may be the answer. MyPillow is made from patented material that will adjust to your individual needs regardless. It won't go flat, and it stays cool because, who doesn't want a cool pillow, right? And it comes with a 10-year warranty. We're excited to announce the MyPillow Buy One, Get One offer is back. Purchase any MyPillow premium bed pillow and get the second bed pillow absolutely free. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Buy One, Get One free tab, and take advantage of this limited time offer. Use promo code SKY at checkout or call 1-800-635-1825. That's MyPillow.com, click on the Buy One, Get One free tab, use promo code SKY at checkout.
Former DNC Chair Donna Brazile not apologizing for the revelations in her new book about the 2016 elections.
Among the controversial details, a Plan B following Hillary Clinton's fainting spell that would have replaced Clinton-Kaine with a new ticket, Vice President Joe Biden and New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, as well as a fundraising agreement that benefited the DNC and the Clinton campaign over challenger Bernie Sanders.
ABC's Lana Zach in Washington. Senator Rand Paul assaulted over the weekend, and his injuries were more serious than we first thought.
Senator Rand Paul suffered 5 broken ribs during an incident at his Kentucky home on Friday. That's according to his senior advisor, Doug Stafford. The 54-year-old was in his yard when authorities say his next-door neighbor tackled him from behind. That neighbor, Renee Boucher, has been arrested. The FBI is assisting in the investigation. Stafford says the Republican senator has 3 displaced ribs and contusions on his lungs. It's not known how long he'll be out of Washington, as he has considerable pain, which makes flying difficult. Brian Clark, ABC News.
At the New York City Marathon on Sunday, Shailene Flanagan became the first American woman to win the race since 1977. After crossing the finish line, she said New York needed a win.
So I was thinking of other people when it started to hurt and thought of my family and just wanted to honor all the people that have given their time to me to help me stand here today.
She was talking about the terror attack as well. Crossed the finish line just under 2 hours and 27 minutes. This is ABC News.
Hiring is important, but finding the right people can be a real challenge. That's why ZipRecruiter is obsessed with finding you qualified candidates fast. ZipRecruiter finds candidates with the right experience and notifies them to apply for your job. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within just 1 day. The right candidates are out there. This is how you find them. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
To try ZipRecruiter for free, just go to ZipRecruiter.com/ABC Radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ABC Radio.
Sherry Preston,
Stop in today at the Jesse James Railroad Express. They're located right out here at 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. They offer delicious breakfast bagels, muffins, Davis donuts, sausage biscuits, egg and cheese biscuits, or the new sausage, egg, and cheese donut. Enjoy all the express burgers, the new Frisco, Outlaw, or pimento cheeseburgers. They offer various sandwiches, croissants, and soups, hot dogs, and fresh salads. And now, wait for this, introducing the grilled Hershey sandwich. Yeah. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 447-4644. The Jesse James Railroad Express, Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Make your stop out there today.
Another warm day today ahead of a cold front that brings cooler temperatures and some rain on Tuesday. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds today with high temperatures well above normal in the mid to upper 70s. Tonight into Tuesday morning, a few spotty showers will be possible. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the upper 50s. Then Tuesday's forecast, cloudy skies with periods of rain likely and highs in the mid 60s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Thanks very much, Amy. We are cloudy right now, but should be getting some sun here before it's over with. Maybe some slight chance of isolated showers. Highs today around 75. We're at 62 right now. The rain is coming to us maybe by Tuesday night with a 60% chance of it. And then clearing out of here for Friday, partly cloudy on Friday with highs around 61. And partly cloudy Saturday with highs around 56. And only a slight chance of showers. Again, right now it's cloudy and 62 degrees here at WCAB in Rutherford. And congratulations to Brian Jackson of the Oakland community. 51 today. He won the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. And we're being kind to Reverend Ralph Boyd, who had a birthday yesterday. Lives over in Boston. So we're being kind to him all day. Well, it's Monday morning, and we always like to check in with Terry Thomas to find out where some jobs are that we can get and go to work. Good morning, Terry. How are you?
Just fine, and you?
Doing great, thank you. Tell us where some jobs are.
Okay. We have a couple sales and service representative positions. This is working for a bank. One of the positions you will be working in Forest City, and the other position you will be a floater, which means you could be working in Forest City, Tryon, or Hendersonville. Both of these positions require a high school diploma and or GED and at least 6 months of customer service experience. In the Rutherfordton area, we have a rubber spreader operator position. This job requires a high school diploma and at least 6 months of manufacturing experience, and the pay on this job depends upon experience. In the Forest City area, we have a warehouse associate position. This job requires a high school diploma and at least 1 year experience working in the warehouse, and this job pays up to $10 an hour depending upon experience. We also have a supervisor position for a manufacturing plant. This job does require a bachelor's degree, and the pay depends upon experience. We also have a speech language pathologist position. This job does require a bachelor's degree, and you must be licensed in the state of North Carolina, and this job pays dependent upon experience. And it will be working in home health. We also have an occupational therapist position. This will be working in people's homes, requires a bachelor's degree and at least 1 year experience, and you also must be licensed in the state of North Carolina. In the Spindle area, we have a finishing position. This will be working in all departments making carpet, and this job depends upon experience. If you're willing to commute to Gaffney, we have several positions. We have a machine operator position and a packing associate position. Both of these jobs require a high school diploma and or GED, and it pays $10 an hour. And we do have various RN positions and CNA positions throughout the county. And these are just the few of the jobs that we have available at the Rutherford County NC Works Career Center. We are located at 223 Charlotte Road, Rutherfordton. For more information on these or other positions, you can call us at 286-3042, or you can go on our website at www.ncworks.gov.
Terry Thomas, thank you very much for that report, and we look forward to talking to you again next week.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks, sir. Bye-bye. Terry Thomas there. It's 10 minutes now past 8 o'clock, and here is another opportunity.
If you're looking for a rewarding opportunity, look no further. Rest Care is proud of the dedicated staff in their ICF homes that assist consumers daily to live their best life. Staff like Aretha McCrimmon, Tanya Hampton, Gwen Batchelor, Vicki Love, Sarah Reinhardt, and Libby Smith, to name a few, that are dependable and focused at meeting the needs of our consumers every day. Contact Community Alternatives, a division of Rest Care, at 828-466-6023 for more information about the jobs available and how to apply online. Rest Care, making a living, making a difference.
Thanks very much, Lou. It's 10 minutes after 8 o'clock. Now let's look at some stories from here and there. Daily Courier is reporting about a man under $60,000 for assault. A 59-year-old man is in Rutherford County Slammer under a $60,000 bond for assault with a deadly weapon on a government official. Michael Van Jones of Ferry Road, Mooresboro, was arrested as the result of an incident that began at 4:15 p.m. Thursday on Ferry Road near Old Calvary Road in Mooresboro. Sheriff Chris Francis said the communications center began to receive calls that a man with a fixed blade knife was a threat to vehicles. Francis said when Deputy Michael Snyder arrived at the scene, Jones threw the knife at him and ran. He assaulted the deputy again when he made contact with him in the woods, Francis said. At least one victim reported damage to a vehicle from that knife. Jones was arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon on a government official, resisting public officer, injury to personal property, community threat, and assault on a government employee. Jones has a lengthy criminal record, including assault on a female, driving while license revoked, reckless driving, and driving while impaired. Another story, a man was sentenced to 20 days in jail after being found guilty of littering. William Leon Boykins Jr., 29 of Forest City, is serving an active jail time in the Rutherford County Detention Facility for littering. He was charged with throwing a cigar out of a window on November 23rd near Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. North Carolina Highway Patrolman Kevin Smith witnessed the littering and stopped Boykins, charging him with the crime. Smith testified in court on Tuesday in the trial that took most of the day. Superior Court Judge Jeff Hunt handed down the sentence. Boykins, represented by attorney Baby Barbeau, pled not guilty to the charge. Superior Court officials said they couldn't remember a case in recent history where a person received a jury trial by littering. Maybe it's time, huh? Well, tomorrow is municipal election day here in the foothills and across the country. One mayoral race, council candidates seek office. Registered voters in the 8 municipalities in Rutherford County will go to the polls Tuesday to select leaders for their towns. Polls will be opening in the morning at 6:30 and close at 7:30 at the voting places. There is only one contested mayoral race, and 4 municipalities have contested town board races. Election Director Debbie Bedford says she's hoping for at least 10% of the voters to go to the poll. So far, only a small percentage of voters have cast ballots early. By late Friday afternoon, 2.6% of the registered voters had cast early ballots. The municipal elections cost taxpayers approximately $18,000. Elections being held in Bostic, Chimney Rock Village, Ellenboro, Forest City, Lake Lure, Ruth, Rutherfordton, and Spindale. Contested races are in Ellenboro, Forest City, Lake Lure, and Spindale. In Rutherfordton, Stephanie Beaumont's name is on the ballot, but she is not actively campaigning. In Lake Lure, Jonathan Crawford's name also appears on the ballot, but he's not seeking election. Beaumont said although she's not campaigning, if elected, she will serve. Crawford said he will not serve. The approximate number of registered voters in their respective towns. Bostic has 255 voters, Ellenboro 483, Lake Lure 1,156, Ruth 221, Rutherfordton 2,776, and Spindale 2,765. So if you belong to one of those municipalities, we do encourage you to go out and cast your vote for your favorite candidate because it is an important process. McDowell County Sheriff's deputies are looking for a missing Marion man. Lucas Grant Loudermilk, 19, of Nicks Creek Road, was last seen leaving his residence at 1:30 p.m. on Sunday, October 29th. His grandparents reported him missing Friday, November 3rd. He is described as a white male who stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighs about 235 pounds, and has brown hair and a tattoo on his left arm that contains 3 unknown words. When he left, he was wearing black jeans, a t-shirt with Monster in green letters on the front, and a gray ball cap. Anyone with any information concerning Loudermilk's whereabouts is asked to call the McDowell County Sheriff's Office and let them know you know something about the case. Meanwhile, over in Durham police said Friday they're looking for a sexual assault suspect who is using an ice cream truck to lure children. Isham Fathi Mohammed Ramar, 51, is wanted for several cases of first-degree kidnapping and indecent liberties with a child. Durham police said in a news release Friday afternoon that's who they were looking for. The cases involved 2 boys who reported that they were recently sexually assaulted inside Ramar's truck, according to Durham police. The incident happened October 22nd in the 1100 block of South Hoover Road and October 25th in the 300 block of Junction Road. The case from October 22nd was reported on November 1st and October 25th was reported to police that day. The cases were reported to authorities by the boys' parents. Police say the ice cream truck is a red Ford van with numerous pictures of popsicles on the side and back. North Carolina license plate PCZ 3617. Police said that Ramar is already charged with felony first-degree kidnapping and indecent liberties with a child and that more charges are possible. So they're looking for this felon. One thing it occurs to me, it seems that parents and grandparents should instill in their children as they grow up who not to go to if you don't know them, how not to get on an ice cream truck if you're invited, how not to go into somebody's car, how not to help somebody look for their pet in a park somewhere, how not, all those things that could perhaps be an open door for a kidnapping or molestation. Parents and grandparents could teach their children as they go not to be scared to death in life, but take precautionary measures. You would not, and these sex predators, they have different ways that they try to entice children in parks. I've lost my little puppy. Can you help me find a little puppy? His name is so and so, and the little girl, so sure, you know. Or I've got excess Halloween candy left over. I've got some. Would you like some of it? It's so easy for them to entice vulnerable children. So please caution your kids, your grandkids, your nephews and nieces about who to stay away from, where not to go, and avoid those kinds of things that might tempt them into something where they be hurt. Parents ought to take more active role in those kinds of things, and rather than letting us assume nothing's going to happen. We can't assume anymore in life where things are not going to happen. Those folks in the First Baptist Church in that small town in Texas assumed they could go worship their Lord in a peaceful surrounding. They assumed they were going to be okay. They assumed they'd leave out of there and go to lunch with the family and friends. It's unfortunate that we cannot assume that anymore. We have to not run scared all our lives, but we do have to be cautious and be prepared and anticipate those kind of things anymore. Churches will need to be more safety conscious and be aware of those kind of things. Who would have ever thought a little small church like that would ever walk away on Sunday knowing that they've lost a bunch of their members and others of them injured? Terrible, terrible thing. 19 minutes past 8 o'clock here on this morning wake-up call. I'll be back in just a moment.
Here's some good news. The Drop-In Family Mart in Bostic, formerly Sammy's Supermarket, announces that Major Lee's Deli is now open. Venture onto the back of the store, meet the deli staff waiting to serve you. From breakfast biscuits and sandwiches to their famous fried chicken and pizza, you'll find what you're looking for in the deli. We want to remind all veterans that in honor of your service, Major League Delis in Bostic, like all Major League Delis, offer a 10% discount all day, every day, 365 days a year. And again, the drop-in says thank you for your service to our country.
There are plenty of drugstores around here, but not all of them offer the personal customer service that's offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team know waiting in long lines is not what you want to do when you're waiting on a prescription to be filled. They understand your need for prompt and accurate service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore. And if you haven't yet gotten your flu shot, be sure to go by the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Give them a call at 287-7117 and set up a good time for you to come by and get yours. That's 287-7117, or stop by Medicine Box of Rutherfordton for your flu shot. They're in the Napa Building, Charlotte Road, Rutherfordton.
How does a year of free internet with Northland sound? Like staying up to date with social media. That's right, family. I'm bringing this message to you. Free. Or streaming all of your favorite movies.
Oh, John, I do love you.
Enter to win free internet from Northland by signing up for Northland's best offer of the year. Call 1-888-NORTHLAND or visit getnorthland.com to sign up today. Limited time offer. Must be at least 18 years or older to enter. Additional restrictions and conditions apply. See getnorthland.com/offers for details.
Now, Officer Willis from the Sheriff's Department gave us this report this morning.
We had 241 calls in the last 48 hours. We had 13 arrests also in the last 48 hours, and currently right now we have 184 people in jail. The incident reports, we have a Mark Hudson. He reported a break-and-entering felony, and also he reported a larceny at the break-and-entering and a misdemeanor larceny of a chainsaw, and also a heavy-duty battery. We have Jeter Rhodes, who also reported a break-and-entering and also a larceny at the break-and-entering. And also what was taken from him was a drill press and a lawnmower. We have Jericho Tony, who reported from the Gilkey General Store that fuel was stolen. And then also, lastly, we have Edward King, who reported breaking and entering, and also had a larceny breaking and entering, and had some antique coins taken from him. As far as the arrest report, I've got 2 of them. Joshua Price was arrested for patrol Schedule 2, controlled substance. Also arrested for drug paraphernalia and driving with license that were revoked. And the last one is going to be Jeremy Russell, who was arrested for injury to personal property and misdemeanor larceny. And that's all I have.
I have been informed also the Rutherfordton Police Department and the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department have identified the 3 young guys who had vandalized various locations in Rutherfordton last Sunday, vandalized our boombox as well as 3 churches in town and some other property as well. And they have identified those 3 guys and expected to make an arrest today. We'll have more information on that as it becomes available to us and let you know who they are and what they're planning on charging them with. But they have identified them, and hopefully they will make believers out of them. 23 minutes after 8 o'clock.
Do you need some extra money in your pocket? Try Insurance Service Associates, your local independent agent. We can shop your auto and home insurance with several companies to get you better coverage and the best rate. Insurance Service Associates at 127 East Trade Street in Forest City for auto, home, or commercial insurance. More choices, better coverage, best rate. That's Insurance Service Associates, 245-5301.
Got a news update, or rather sports update, coming here in just a few moments. And then following that, I'm scheduled to interview Robert Fowler. He's written a book called The Gun Club. It's an expose on one of the last battles in World War II, and he'll tell you some information that probably you'll be interested in if you're a history buff particularly, or if you know folks that was in World War II, or folks that were in the Navy. Should be an interesting conversation. We'll have that coming up. Scheduled to have that coming up a little about 8:35 this morning.
Sports. I'm Josh Zach. Cam Newton accounted for 86 of the Panthers' 201 rushing yards Sunday, and Carolina stormed back from an early 10-point deficit to beat division rival Atlanta 20-17. Head coach Ron Rivera pleased with the overall performance.
I thought we did some really good things. I thought we showed what we can potentially become, and I thought some guys gave some great individual efforts.
Falcons QB Matt Ryan says they didn't take advantage of several third and short situations.
Those kind of things, those little things throughout the course of the game where you really are doing some good things but you don't capitalize, that's kind of been the difference for us.
Elsewhere in the division, the New Orleans Saints extended its winning streak to 6 games after Drew Brees threw 2 touchdowns in the 30-10 rout of the Bucs. On the hard court, the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Charlotte Hornets 112-94. Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr. wrapped up championship spots in NASCAR's finale with their 1-2 finish at Texas Motor Speedway. Harvick went around the outside of Truex for the lead with 10 laps left to win Sunday's Cup Series race. Runner-up Truex Jr. says he's thrilled to clinch one of the 4 spots for a chance to win the championship.
Feels amazing, that's what we set out to do this year, was to make it to Homestead and have a shot at a title and feel like we're right there. So just can't wait to get there and get back to work, and wish we could have won today. It would have been a little sweeter.
Kyle Busch also clinched a championship slot. That leaves only one more up for grabs next week at Phoenix. The American woman who won Sunday's New York City Marathon has ties to North Carolina. 36-year-old Massachusetts native Shailene Flanagan is a UNC Chapel Hill grad. Between 2000 and 2004, she set several records in track and field and cross country.
This is a moment that I've dreamed of since I was a little girl, and it's been a tough week for New Yorkers and a tough week for our nation, and I thought of what a better gift than to make Americans smile today.
Jeffrey Cam Warrer of Kenya won the men's race. This is NCN Sports.
Who is the North Carolina High School Athletic Association?
We're dedicated educators, coaches, and mentors.
We are over 200,000 student athletes.
We are 413 member high schools from small towns and big cities, anywhere from Murphy to Manteo.
We're your neighbors and friends that put on the striped shirts and officiate the games you love every week.
We are making a difference in building leaders of communities and this nation for the next generation.
Who are we? We are high school. We are the NCHSAA. The Big Tailgate Tour, driven by Continental Tire, is on the move again.
This week we take our tour to Davidson for the first time as the Wildcats take on San Diego. Come see us at the tailgate lot, talk football, and take a turn at the Continental Tire Toss for a chance to win free tires.
Pick up free koozies, t-shirts, and more from Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, Sport Clips, and Continental Tire.
The Continental Tire Dealer of the Week is Bill Martin Tire.
Continental Tire reminds you to drive with care on your Continental tires when you head out this week, and look good with that fresh trim from Sport Clips.
The latest AP college football poll looks much different from last week's. Although Alabama and Georgia continue to hold the top two spots, Notre Dame now third, followed by Clemson and Oklahoma. Wisconsin, Miami, TCU, Washington, and Auburn round out the top 10. While Alabama remains number one in the poll, in the playoff rankings, Georgia is number one and Alabama's number two. NC State's loss to Clemson, its second straight against a ranked team on Saturday, knocked the Wolfpack out of the top 25. North Carolina on Sunday hosted a hoops jamboree with in-state rivals UNC Wilmington, UNC Greensboro, and East Carolina. The event, a fundraiser for hurricane relief. Governor Roy Cooper was among the attendees who filled the stands for the jamboree that was divided into three segments. Event organizers have not yet calculated how much money was raised. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Have you noticed what's going on at Oakland Feed and Seed? Cheapest price in town on propane refills. 20-pound cylinder, $11.99. Forklift cylinder, $17.99. And the 100-pound cylinders, $55.99. Whole corn, $6.99 for the 50-pound bag. 10-10-10 fertilizer, $9.50 for the 50-pound bag. 17-17-17, just $12.50 for the 50-pound bag. Check with Oakland Feed and Seed for all prices. You'll find them the cheapest around. It's a generational thing. Your dad and your dad's dad shopped at Oakland Feed and Seed. Oakland Road, Spindale, locally owned and operated. Beer is no longer being sold at Oakland Feed and Seed.
Here at Texas, will Elliott retaliate?
You're not going to hear it from me, so just don't go there. What really matters is us trying to win one of these next 2 weekends and go race for a championship.
Plus, you look nervous.
I am a little nervous.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass.
Drivers, start your engine!
NASCAR speeds to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Pennzoil 400 and a triple header showdown.
Green flag waves and we're underway.
Tickets are going fast.
Keselowski uses the high line.
Great seats starting at $59 and kids pay just $10.
4 wide getting into turn 3.
Call 800-644-4444 or select your seats at lvms.com.
Truex will get the edge.
Plan now for the NASCAR triple header. March 2nd through 4th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
We want to help extend the life of your vehicle. Add Z-Max Micro Lubricant to the fuel and oil where it uses the fluids to reach internal parts. As it soaks into metal, Z-Max disperses harmful carbon buildup to help improve performance, reduce emissions, extend engine life, and increase fuel mileage. Buy Z-Max today at zmax.com or your local auto parts store. Help your vehicle run better with Z-Max Micro Lubricant.
No, I'm not going to answer y'all's questions, whether I'm going to get him back or not, so don't even ask because you're not going to hear it from me, so just don't go there.
But here at Texas Motor Speedway, Chase Elliott was more than willing to admit he was still frustrated with what Denny Hamlin did to him last Sunday. This weekend, however, he's got bigger fish to fry.
I don't think it's a distraction for us. You can't let the situation and the things that went on there consume you, because if they do, then you're going to lose sight of what really matters, and what really matters is us trying to win one of these next 2 weekends and go race for a championship, as we were so close to doing last weekend.
Meanwhile, at a big Toyota function Thursday, Hamlin told ESPN's Bob Pockris,
I know that there was no intent, but it worked out bad for all parties involved, and obviously we're just going to try to move on and try to make it to Homestead.
The same goes for 7-time Texas winner Jimmy Johnson, who's 3 points out of making the championship 4.
We're only a few points out, and then obviously winning can advance. So happy to still have 2 options, and we'll maximize any and every opportunity we can this weekend to either win or get max points.
Another championship
championship contender Ryan Blaney.
I don't really think it's a must-win for us. I think we can come out here and have a solid run, and Phoenix hasn't been our best track, but I feel like we can put together a decent race there, so I don't mark it down as, all or nothing.
Paul Menard's wife had a baby Wednesday, so he's going to sit out practice and qualifying, but will race on Sunday. Miller Lite will sponsor Brad Keselowski in 11 Cup races next season. Discount Tire is going to be the primary in 10, and AutoZone gets you what you need, so get in the zone. AutoZone.
AutoZone presents your headlights. As the days get shorter, your headlights need to shine at their brightest. And upgrading to a brighter light can really maximize your safety. Right now, get a $10 AutoZone gift card by mail when you buy 2 single Sylvania Silver Star Ultra headlight capsules or a twin pack. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 5,000 locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner, so you can fix your car with confidence. Let's get you what you need. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Well, a nervous Dale Earnhardt Jr. watched Texas Motor Speedway President Eddie Gossage ride horseback into the track's media center to give him his latest retirement gifts.
Texas Motor Speedway is going to sponsor the horse at the Victory Therapy Center to salute the Junior Nation. But wait, there's more. This is from the scoreboard, position number 1 from your first win.
That's it.
So
that's the one.
That is the one. Still scared?
Not anymore. No, I think it's over, right?
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass, brought to you in part by AutoZone.
For professional brake and tire service, call on Broadway Tire Service. For brakes, shocks, struts, batteries, alignments, North Carolina inspections, new or used tires, Broadway Tire carries brand name tires that give longer tire life, superior handling, and provide excellent driving performance. They also offer complete exhaust service with lifetime warranty, and of course, Broadway Tire satisfaction is always guaranteed. Bring your vehicle to the tire experts. Jacob Bradley and his trained staff are ready to assist you. Broadway Tire Service, West Main Street in 4A City, or call 245-4505.
Another warm day today ahead of a cold front that brings cooler temperatures and some rain on Tuesday. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds today with high temperatures well above normal in the mid to upper 70s. Tonight into Tuesday morning, a few spotty showers will be possible. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the upper 50s. Then Tuesday's forecast, cloudy skies with periods of rain likely and highs in the mid 60s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
We're cloudy here in the foothills and 63 degrees. We started out at 60. It's climbing a little bit slowly but surely, but we should get up to about 75 with some possibilities of light chance of scattered showers today. Most of the rain possibilities coming tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then by the weekend, it's clearing off again on Friday. Partly cloudy, highs around 61. But again, right now, cloudy and 63 degrees here at WCAB. I'm holding in my hand right now a book called The Gun Club, written by Robert Fowler. I found it very interesting, and those of us who love history and love to look back on those kind of things will find this book very fascinating. It's Leatherneck magazine said most unequaled in its crystal clear depiction, one of the 3 best Pacific War books so far this century. On the phone with me right now is the author of this book, Robert Fowler. He's a documentary filmmaker, off-Broadway producer, screenwriter, and director, and he's the son of USS Duncan's torpedo officer. Robert, good morning. Welcome to WCAB.
Good morning, Jim. Glad to be here.
This book is very interesting, and I think anybody who's interested, as I said, in history will find this book very interesting. Now, you had a personal relationship with wanting to write this book, didn't you?
Well, on a number of levels, yeah. It was always my father's death was always a mystery in my family when I was growing up, and my mother was convinced that the captain had done something terrible and gotten them all killed, and so I grew up with kind of that attitude. And then about 40 years after the battle, my mother was invited to the first reunion of the crew. They decided to have reunions, and so she said she'd go if I went with her. And so we went down to Fort Lauderdale and sat in a motel and watched these guys drink and reminisce. And over the years, I went to 10 more reunions after that. And over the years, we got to be very good friends, and I sort of became the spokesman for the ship.
It's depicting Lieutenant Robert Ludlow Fowler III. That was your dad?
That was my dad, yes.
He died during the Navy's first planned battle of the Pacific War during World War II. Can you give us just a little brief synopsis of that incident that compelled your attention?
Well, it was a very interesting battle because it was the first actual planned battle of the war. There had been previous battles, Midway and Coral Sea, in which the two fleets had kind of ran into each other and fought it out on their own individual ships, what Theodore Roosevelt called captain's battles. But this battle was an actual planned battle. They went into it with a battle plan, and they didn't execute it particularly well, but it was their first time in the war that there'd actually been a battle plan. You have to remember in this war that, this was the first time, there was nobody in the Navy who'd ever been in a battle before when the Second World War broke out. The last battle that the U.S. Navy had fought was in the Philippines, 40 years earlier. So the entire concept was, new to everybody. And plus, what had happened is, before the war, the Navy's plan for battles had all centered around battleships. And after Pearl Harbor, all the battleships, or most of the battleships, were gone. So they had to come up with an entire new way of fighting, which finally centered around aircraft carriers and cruisers and destroyers. But this was all new to the Navy, and this was the first time they'd actually tried to put together cruisers and destroyers and send them out. What was happening, the land battle on Guadalcanal was going on at this time, and they were desperate to try to stop the Japanese from reinforcing the island. And so there was a series of battles. This was the first one, but there was a series of battles in the course of a month where they went out at night to try to intercept these Japanese fleets. And this was the first time they tried it.
Now, how many lives were lost in this particular case?
39.
Were there any survivors at all?
Oh yeah, most of them survived. There was 240 men on the ship, and 39 died. So more than 200 survived, but they were in the water all night. A lot of them got killed by sharks. So it was a gruesome 24 hours for them.
You're right. The interesting fact of this being a ship in the water facing its battle, we hear a lot of times about the ground forces and the air forces, and don't hear much about the ships.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
so
I know.
I found it very interesting in that you could shed some light on what really took place out in the water.
Well, the actual winning of the land war in Guadalcanal required that they stop these ships coming in because it was just going to be an endless battle otherwise. It was the Navy was out there trying their best. It was just the Japanese were persistent.
Well, the book has gotten rave reviews from all sources around the country. Now, how's the book doing for you sales-wise across the country?
Well, I have no idea yet because it really just came out 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So
it's new then,
we'll see. It's very hard. It's hard to sell books on Amazon too. I don't know. It's interesting the Navy's reaction because they. I think the thing that's unique to them is that it's told from such a personal level. What happened when I got to this first meeting? It was interesting. Everybody told me that when they first read The Cane Mutiny, remember the novel The Cane Mutiny?
Mm-hmm, yes.
When they read it, they thought it was about the Duncan, because so many incidents happened on the Duncan, very similar to the Cane Mutiny, and so I always wondered whether the guy who wrote the Cane Mutiny, Herman Wauk, actually he was on a ship called the Zane, a minesweeper, destroyer minesweeper, that actually steamed with the Duncan for a while. So I always kind of suspected that maybe the officers got together and traded stories about their ships.
Are there many survivors still living today from that?
I don't think there's one living. I was hoping this book was going to flush them out if there was any.
Yeah.
But I suspect they're all dead.
Yeah, there's very, very few survivors of World War II. I think we have one or two living around this area, but they were not Navy. They were.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that's interesting also about this war is that these guys who were on these ships were. They'd grown up during the Depression. They were all very young, most of them. Except for the officers, and they'd grown up during the Depression. They never had a job. They'd been hungry all their lives, and when the Navy opened up, the enlistments opened up in 1940. They all rushed in because they were just desperate to have a job and a bunk and 3 meals a day.
Sure.
And that's the way they looked at the Navy. They weren't thinking about a war or anything, and so it was a kind of a new type of sailor for the Navy. These guys were very eager and they wanted to improve themselves, and this was their first chance. And so it was a new Navy they were building.
Robert, when I read a story, when I read a story like this, it starts opening up channels of thought in my mind. But it seems like it would make a great movie, documentary, television story, and you being a producer, screenwriter, do you anticipate doing something with this?
Well, my career, the reason I wrote it really was, the reason I started writing was because my career in the movie business was pretty much at an end. And, I'd had my grandfather, when my grandfather died in 1971, he left me this suitcase packed full of papers that he'd collected about the battle, or what he thought was about the battle, and just newspaper clippings, everything he thought might relate. And he couldn't make sense of it, so he passed it all on to me. And then it sat in my closet for years until I went to this reunion with my mother, and then I started sort of digging through it and trying to figure out what he'd found.
Yeah, turned on a light for you, didn't it?
Well, also when I got to that first reunion, I realized the big realization for me was that I realized that none of these guys on the ship had any idea what had happened to them either. It was a night battle. It was pitch black. When you're on a ship at night, in a battle like that, almost everybody on the ship is below deck or in the bridge or some place where you can't see, and they're focused on what they're supposed to be doing, and nobody's looking around to see what's happening. And even if they were, the guys on deck couldn't tell what was happening because it was all flares that were going up, and everything it's very deceptive what you're seeing at night with the flares. And people thought they saw ships sinking, and they didn't know what they were seeing, basically. And so really for 50 years, and the other thing about that first reunion was that a lot of them brought their wives, and their wives were amazed because they'd never heard their husbands talk about the war at all. Even mention the war. And suddenly they were babbling away about the war. And it was really very touching because a lot of these wives were sitting there crying just because they'd never heard, they'd never heard their husbands like that.
And probably, no doubt, good therapy for the...
It was terrific therapy, but those guys never talked about it, and until they had grandchildren, and their grandchildren started asking, and I think they were all like that, because those reunions all started about the same time, about 50 years after the war. Well, and suddenly they were able to talk about it again.
This is the kind of thing I hope never gets lost in the shuffle of modern society, and we get so caught up in science fiction, TV, and board games, and I hope these kind of stories don't get lost. I appreciate the fact that you brought it forward. Now, what's the best way for folks to get a copy of this book?
Well, Amazon is the easiest way by far. It's called The Gun Club. There's also a website called thegunclubbook.com, and people can order through that site, and they can read reviews and about the book and about me and things like that. But basically Amazon, and it's called The Gun Club, the USS Duncan at Cape Esperance.
Will there be a part 2? Will there be a second book coming?
Oh my God, this thing took like 20 years to write, so the idea of even thinking about that is...
Well, it's certainly worthy of a sequel to this one anyway, because this is very, very interesting.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Robert, I appreciate very much your time this morning. I do hope the book does well for you, and I'm glad you brought it out, because these kind of stories need to be told and need to be taught and need to be remembered for our modern-day society.
I agree.
Thank you so very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And that is indeed Robert Fowler, the author of The Gun Club, USS Duncan at Cape Esperance. And you can find it maybe at a bookstore, but Amazon certainly will have that. 8:45 right here on WCAB. And let me see. I want to give away a pair of tickets to the Southern Christmas Show here in just a few moments. So stand by for that. But right now, before we do that, before we go to the Christmas show, I want you to go over to the Carpet Barn. Yeah, the Carpet Barn. 40 years in business, and they're still kicking over there. That's the Carpet Barn, located on Old Highway 74 East. So listen to this special they've got right now. You can get 50-ounce plush carpet for only $11.99 a yard by Shaw Carpeting. What a super deal that is. I was talking to Ken when the truck was coming in delivering that, so he's ready for you. Leading carpet. Shaw is one of the leading carpet companies in the world with the best grades of carpet. And dependable quality service, what you get when you do business with the Carpet Barn. Stop in today, see old Ken or Larry Bailey, and ask him about the way you can get this special in your house. The Carpet Barn, Old Highway 74 East in Ellenboro. The Carpet Barn. Go see old Ken. Tell him to play you a little tune on that fiddle or that guitar. I'll be back in just a moment.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts, Christmas at your fingertips.
It's the shopping event of the season, the Southern Christmas Show, November 9th through 19th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Join us to celebrate the show's silver and gold 50th anniversary and shop hundreds of booths to find one-of-a-kind gifts for everyone on your list. Buy tickets online and save at southernchristmasshow.com.
Let's go to the Southern Christmas Show.
Media sponsor, the Charlotte Observer.
All right, if you'd like to go, I got 2 tickets in my hand right now. A pair of tickets for the Southern Christmas Show, November 9th through the 19th. And I'm going to slack back off with the numbers so you have to dial quick. If you have not won anything in the past 30 days, if you be caller number 9. Caller number 9 at 287-3356. And you've got yourself a pair of tickets to the Southern Christmas Show. Caller number 9.
Getting your taxes done efficiently and precisely are so important. The least mistake can hurt you terribly. Take the stress off your tax preparation this year with the professional accounting services of Roger Jolly and Central Tax Services. Central Tax offers electronic filing, multi-state returns, and what we all like, fast refunds. 44 years experience. Turn to the tax service professionals. That's Central Tax Service on Oak Street in Forest City, or give them a call at 245-0557. Go Force Termite and Pest Control is your dependable pest control company for Rutherford County. You can always count on Go Force for complete home inspections, moisture and water control, structural repairs, and waterproofing. Go Force offers professional work and customer service that is always guaranteed. Call David today at 287-3188. That's 287-3188. They are North Carolina licensed and have received the best of Rutherford County in pest control. Located on North Washington Street in Rutherfordton, big or small, Go Force Termite and Pest Control can handle it all.
All right, congratulations to Ernest Marlowe. Ernest Marlowe is caller number 9 this morning. He got himself a pair of tickets out to the Christmas show in Charlotte. Ernest Marlowe, our winner. Congratulations. Are you looking for an internal medicine physician in Rutherford County who has open appointments right now? The great news is that Chase Family Care is welcoming new patients today, led by Dr. Russell Stewart and Greg Goodman. Chase Family Care can work with you to manage chronic disease, to treat illnesses, or to assist in developing a health and wellness plan that meets your needs. They're conveniently located at 1269 Highway 221A near Forest City and Caroline. Trust Chase Family Care to give you personal attention with a small-town friendly touch. Call 828-657-5371 for an appointment.
Boo! Say boo to the flu. This is Lauren with Smith's Drugs in downtown Forest City. Make sure the flu doesn't come and get you. Be prepared with a flu immunization, which you can get Monday through Friday from Smith's Drugs in downtown Forest City. It's no cost with most insurances.
Hey, did you hear about Senator Rand Paul working there in his yard, and his neighbor jumped him and broke 5 ribs? Yeah. Senator Paul was recovering Sunday from the 5 broken ribs after he was assaulted by a neighbor who tackled him from behind at the senator's Kentucky home. Senior advisor Doug Stafford said it's unclear when the senator will be returning to work, since he is in considerable pain and has difficulty getting around, including flying. Stafford said this type of injury is marked by severe pain that can last for weeks to months. Any of you ever broken a rib, you can probably understand what 5 broken ribs would be like. The Bowling Green Daily News reported that an arrest warrant said Paul told police his neighbor came on his property and tackled him from behind Friday, forcing him to the ground. He had trouble breathing because of a rib injury. A Warren County official did not immediately respond to an AP request for a copy of that police warrant. But police arrested 59-year-old Renee Boucher on Saturday and charged him with misdemeanor 4th-degree assault with a minor injury. Boucher lives next door to Paul and his wife, according to the property records. Boucher was released from jail Saturday on a $7,500 bond. He has a court date scheduled for Thursday. Boucher did not return a phone call from the Associated Press seeking comment. It's unclear why he did it. A spokeswoman for Paul said he was blindsided by the attack but did not provide more details. Police have not said what motivated the attack. Kentucky State Police Master Trooper Jeremy Hodges said the FBI checking to see if the attack was politically motivated. Stafford says Paul had 3 displaced fractures, which can lead to life-threatening injuries, as well as lung contusions. Paul and his wife Kelly appreciate everyone's thoughts and well wishes, and he will be back fighting for liberty in the Senate room, they say. The attack was a shock for the community in Bowling Green, where a neighbor says he would often see Paul and Bouncer out walking their dogs normally on a normally quiet street. Jim Skaggs, a member of the State Republican Party Executive Committee, lives in the neighborhood and has known both men for years. He said they disagree politically, but was shocked to hear the incident. I think I read, yeah, here it is. Bouncer, the neighbor that attacked Senator Rand, jumped him. He's an anesthesiologist and a pain specialist. He wasn't just some bum on the street. He was a next-door neighbor and an anesthesiologist. He invented the thermovest, a cloth vest partially filled with rice that, when heated, can be worn to relieve back pain, according to an article in the Bowling Green Daily News. Now, they have not said why he jumped him, if he was playing or mad at him or what was it, but this man's an anesthesiologist. And now he's put Senator Rand in the hospital with 5 broken ribs. You imagine that? My. And this note, just a heads up, I don't know that we need to be concerned about this, but a Minnesota woman was knocked off her feet when her washing machine exploded. Sarah Van Beck, a mother, whistling noise coming from her Whirlpool Duet washing machine. Van Beck ran toward the washer to investigate and said the machine was shaking and howling as it neared the end of its spin cycle. Then it exploded. Sounded like a bomb, she said. From the force, she said, I fell backwards and hit my head. I got as far as the utility sink and it exploded, sending ball bearings and pieces at me. My feet went out from under me and I dropped on our bench and cabinets, hitting my head pretty hard. Van Beck said she was knocked unconscious and woke up on the laundry room floor. They're in contact with the consumer and with the Whirlpool Safety Department. They're trying to get something decided on what they, but knocked her out. So, never heard of that happening before, but just give you a heads up. You never know what's taking place out there. Well, folks, it's an interesting day, interesting weekends, and let's again put our thoughts and prayers toward the folks in Texas, and family there, and church family there in Texas that lost many dear fellow believers, and many are injured, family members injured. Pastor's daughter was even killed. The pastor and his wife was on a trip somewhere. The daughter was there, 16 years old, I believe it was. She was killed in that incident. So there's so many people in terrible array this morning. So just as you go out the day today, just remember those folks in your prayers and lift them up. Meanwhile, I hope you have a wonderful Monday. I'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have the commissioner's report tomorrow morning.
Authorities say a gunman armed with an assault rifle opened fire inside a small South Texas church, killing 26 people who ranged in age from 5 to 72. The suspect, identified as Devin Kelly, is dead, possibly from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Texas Governor Greg Abbott was on CBS this morning and says Kelly had been denied getting a gun permit.
And so under the current system of federal law, he should have prevented from being able to make this purchase.
Following Sunday's church attack in Sutherland, Texas, churches in Raleigh are facing a renewed call for armed security during Sunday worship services. Bishop Darnell Dixon of Bible Way Temple of Raleigh believes churches should be armed.
We're living in perilous times. We're living in dangerous times. And I think it's incumbent on every organization where people gather to discuss proper security.
Voters across North Carolina can hit the polls and vote for various local positions on Tuesday. The polls are set to open as early as 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. Ahead of municipal election day, Greenville resident Bill Baggett tells WITN News he decided to vote early.
Well, it's the closest thing to us. Is where we can make maybe the most difference.
There will be mayoral elections in Raleigh and Charlotte. Charlotte police are investigating after a dispute over a parking ticket escalated into an assault. Matthew Parker had just handed out a parking ticket in downtown Charlotte when he was punched in the head. Parker tells WCNC News that he's faced verbal abuse before, but nothing physical until now.
People cuss you out, but this is the first time somebody actually hit me.
The New Hanover County Sheriff's Office is conducting a death investigation this morning after a body was found in the woods in Castle Hayne. The person has not been identified. You're listening to NCN News.
This is Brian Geisinger from the ACC Sports Journal. Here's a look at what we have at ACCSports.com today. Which ACC front seven player causes the most havoc on defense? That answer may not surprise you, but for a complete list of the league's top pass rushers, make sure to stop by the ACC Analytics page. Also at the ACC Analytics tab, we take a look at the ACC's best returning players on hoops in terms of shooting at the end of the shot clock. Find out where your favorite team's top player ranks.